For this book, we actually collaborated with two different people. One is Javi. He is a Spanish illustrator, painter, and he was also the one that collaborated with us for the Macallan Red collection, if you're familiar with that. And in the book, you would see 200 stories and 200 poems as well. For the help of that, we actually collaborated with this lady. Her name is Jennifer Fagan. She is actually a celebrated Scottish novelist, artist, and poet. So later in the books, you get to see little poets which are done by her as well. And let's bring you on to the next part of the journey if you can follow me over there.
Right, it's your piece.
Okay, and right over here, we really want to highlight 5 key people that helped shape the Macallan into what it is today. We can't capture 200 years of people into this small space, but what we can do is highlight 5 key people. And let me start over here actually. This lady over here is Janet Harbinson. She was the first female managing director of the Macallan. All these people are some way related. Later in the movie, which we have especially prepared for you, you'll get to see a little bit of the stories, how everyone is connected in a way. And what she was known for, if I can highlight 2 things, was her resilience. In the 1920s to the early 1940s, there was a very big national turmoil in terms of financial crisis. She helped drive the Macallan and really push through. There were many offers actually to buy a Macallan from her, and she really wanted to keep it and to see her vision through. Second thing I want to highlight is she was actually involved in the process of one of the most expensive liquids ever sold in the world. This was barreled in 1926, and a few years back it was the highest, most valued whiskey ever sold. Come right this way. If you can take a look over here, this man here is Peter Sharp. Peter Sharp was one of the visionaries that helped shape modern Macallan into what it is. He was the one, him and his brother, which you will see later on, were the ones that really drove the process of pushing the Macallan into the Hollywood world and to the rest of the world, not just an in-house Scottish brand. Come right over here, you can follow me. I'll give everyone a quick one because later in the screening you will get to hear this again, but I'll just give you a brief introduction. This man over here was Roderick Kent. Roderick Kent was actually quite influential in the process of shaping the foundation of the Macallan. Why? He was actually a wine merchant before he bought over the Macallan. He was the one that introduced sherry cask into his building. So he was also the one that shipped barrels, oak casks from Paris in Spain all the way to Scotland in the Macallan estate. And that was really the foundation of our business today as well. Janet Harbinson is Roger Kent's daughter. The story behind that also was a bit, she didn't really want to take over the Macallan, but because her husband passed away, which is his son, she then really felt the urge to really step up and be really just step forward and hit the brand as a lady, which was very challenging at that point in time. In the 1800s and in the early 1900s, there were not many female leaders in the world. Okay, we'll head over to that side. And what I can highlight here, his name is Alan Chia. He was a celebrated Hollywood producer, and what he was known for in shaping the Macallan was actually bringing it to Hollywood. So if you see James Bond films, you will see the Macallan logo, some of the scenes. You will see some of his films as well, where you really see the branding of the Macallan, and that was really what he was influential in. And last but not least, I would say the most important man right behind you, Alexander Reed. So Alexander Reed was the founder of the Macallan. He was a teacher by trade when he first started working, and then he was a farmer as well, and then he moved on to founding the Macallan. So he was a father as well, and what he was known for was actually creating whiskies in his curiously small stills, which really gives a smaller yield, but it gives you a better quality. The name Reed in Scottish and Gaelic actually means the one with the red head, the red hair. So if you see photos of him, you'll see him with this red hair on a red hat, and that's why the Macallan really uses red as one of our brand colors today. Okay, and let me bring you on to the next part of this experience, right over here. Right over here is something special to prepare for you.
Just the side personal example.
I'm sorry, I forgot one thing. We have an interactive table prepared for you. I'm sure some of you got the chance to experience it earlier. But for some of you who have not, please follow me. I'll bring you a show interactive table. We have the names of the key people we really want to highlight. Below you will see a small white circle. Put the white circle on this vertical. Then you will see the names pop up over here. And then over here you get to discover more yourself or who these people are. You can press the white color arrow here as well, and then that will bring you to more information. Please. Yes.
Camera.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Cherise and I hope you have enjoyed the stories of the pioneers and who they are and the decisions they made to shape the Macallan to where they are today. Okay, so from the past, let us proceed to the present and into the heart of the story.
Okay.
Hey, inside, please mind your steps when you go up.
Yeah, on that side.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. Maybe someday you'll have it your way. Maybe someday it'll all work out. Until then, nope, a nope, a nope, a nope, definitely nope, a nope, nope, a nope. Probably never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. Oh no.
Blinding white. The trees have not faltered despite the persistence of the wind, and remain crisp year after year. Shade, home, solace, constant witnesses to the fast flow of the Spey as it ebbs from the past into the future. Highland cattle grazing in the distance as they always have, unaware of a world that changes everywhere but here. And at the core of it all, the stills, curiously small, glinting copper shielded against history, a fixed point in space. Today, they will be our own personal time-traveling machine.
A maze of metal grills, stills steam tiny porthole windows. Looking into each is like seeing into another planet, fierce and intense.
unchanged for 200 years. They bind every moment in the history of the Macallan together. You can only travel into the past as far as the day the first of these stills was put into place. But the future, oh, the wonders it holds. Welcome to our universe. Welcome to the heart of the spirit. This is Alexander Reed, founder of the Macallan. He spent 18 years teaching at Elgin Academy, but has recently moved to the Garden of Elkies, where he is growing barley to great success. He wanted his own children to grow up on a farm, just like he did. This is the day he made a choice that cannot be undone. If he was going to distill, he would use smaller stills to get a fuller, more flavoursome spirit. Quality over yield.
It is more wholesome to choose quality every time. This is unchanged in several hundred years. Each choice honed, tested, tried and honoured as a knowledge passed by one brilliant life.
Living surrounded by nature inspired him, for it is the source of everything. It shapes the land and the sky. Our communities grow around it. It nurtures us and influences everything we do.
Rich soil feeds naturally filtered clear spring waters. All that is built above ground first comes from this.
That was the life of Alexander Reed in 1824. Everything he had done and learned coalesced into this singular moment when he finally found his purpose. When he distilled that first drop of whiskey and gave it a name. The Macallan. Please, have a drink while we prepare for the next leg of our journey.
Nothing happens fast that is worth waiting for. And the Macallan is a process of time travel, as is a tiny acorn that grows to 100 feet tall.
The potential of centuries condensed in seconds. We've travelled a few decades into the future to find Alexander in his late years on a walk by the spade. His children were supposed to follow in his footsteps, but sometimes a dream fades with the dreamer. Unless there is someone to make that dream their own. That is young Roderick Kemp, avid fisherman and future owner of the Macallan. He doesn't know it yet, but on this cold morning of 1858, he will help the gentleman upstream catch a fish. Years from now, he will apply for a job at a wine shop owned by that same gentleman who still remembers him fondly. This will start his obsession with sherry wine and the land it comes from, Jerez de la Frontera in southern Spain. Its people and their music, the white soil, the relentless sun, and of course, the bodegas, where casks are seasoned as they mature rich sherry wine.
The scent of rich, sweet, dark flavours, meeting the depths of a natural colour. The perfume of a love affair between the Macallan and the finest sherry casks from Spain.
There had been others before him taking care of the Macallan, the three Jameses, Priest, Davidson and Stewart, maltmen, coopers, distillers, a whole village living together. But out of them all, it might have been Roderick Kemp who had the most influence on the taste of our whisky. So when he took charge of the Macallan in 1892, Roderick chose to continue Alexander's legacy the same way we do today, one generation to the next.
The master of sherry casks, a Victorian wine merchant who understood there can be no compromise in flavour.
His know-how and beliefs about what was essential to make the Macallan were nurtured by his daughters, Catherine and Janet. Here is Roderick and his daughter Janet, one of the last times they were together.
It is love, is it not, that gives us courage to go always beyond ourselves, to do every single thing it takes, to honour what we have been given and carry it on.
To save it for future generations, doing so with quiet modesty and grace, all whilst caring for people. Having been through the Great War, that was her gift to us, an unwavering resilience of hope against all odds.
All things must be preserved for future days, and people who are not yet here. This is a great wisdom. In time, we wait.
Janet's whiskey waited and waited, aging for decades, until the 1970s, when it found somebody ready to continue the legacy. Her sister's grandson, Peter Sheehan, the man with a vision. When he found the whiskey Janet had left behind, Peter realised the Macallan had the potential to be so much more than anyone else thought possible. Peter's journey was cut short, just as he had started to work on making his dream a reality. But he passed his vision on to his brother Alan, a scriptwriter by trade, and the creative force of nature behind Don't Look Now and The Queen's Gambit. In his mind, Alan saw the Macallan as a film rather than a brand, and so he started to tell its story, in ads first, then in movies.
Innovation must not be scared to disrupt. If we did not imagine ourselves to be mortals in life, time travelers too, if we were not willing to go beyond what is possible, how would there be any brilliance distinct to each generation? Tell me, how?
He moved to Hollywood, and the Macallans started to appear on films and TV, from Castaway to James Bond, from Westworld to Better Call Saul, from Speyside to The World. Today, the Macallan continues the legacy of these pioneers whose imagination, bravery and commitment to excellence continues to inspire each and every release and collaboration, from Bentley Motors to Lalique to Cirque du Soleil, from Sir Peter Blake to David Carson, Simple Minds and the Rocker Brothers, Steve McCurry and Tim Walker, Craig Armstrong, Nicola Benedetti, the vision of Mike Newell, Stella and Mary McCartney, Christopher Kane, Rogers Sturck Harbour and Partners, and so many others, all masters of sight, sound, scent, sense and space, all of them part of this lineage that expands every day. A tapestry of art and creativity that graces our present whilst we simultaneously build for the future. And the whiskey Janet distilled back in 1926? Well, it became the most valuable single bottle of wine or spirit in the world, breaking auction records time after time, earning its way into our collective imagination. We've made it to the present, and there seems to be a celebration going on. Has it been 200 years already? How the time flies. I shall leave you with a toast then.
Raise your glasses, please, to a family of centuries. The time is now to celebrate all the people who brought us here. And you too, in the future, looking back, we see you.
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. I promised you the future. A future which is not written yet. But I can give you a glimpse of what it looks like as it grows. It is still not completely defined. Low resolution, if you will, for some things remain undecided. But all of those spikes, jagged shapes, sharp edges, and straight vortices are a reflection of nature protecting what's most essential: life. Right at the root lies the future that is still to come, the seed of everything that will be, all living things as they flow in the river of time, shaped by it every day, minute, and second. But that river flows both ways, and eventually we all must grow to become the edge that protects Mother Nature the way she has protected us in the past, whilst inspiring our future. So here's to her, to you, to us, to all the things that are yet to come, and above all, to the most precious of all connections, our unbreakable bond with nature.
Do please travel well, keep the principles, join this lineage. Time is moving, do not wait.
so from the present, let us proceed to the future. So if I haven't finished the whiskey, you can bring it along with you. Okay, this way.